when it comes online and I hear myself over fucking two places at once.
As it's already on.
Ah,
Oh wait,
it's a stoplight for me.
we're already recording?
Yes, it's recording, it's streaming, we are live. Welcome everybody to the stream. This is a new D&D group. Well, not new. We've been playing a while, but it's new to streaming. There.
This
So
is weird.
welcome. We're gonna go ahead and do some quick introductions for our characters real quick. I am playing Eric's, and I am a kobold druid.
I am Cobalt. I am a Kobold wizard. Oh, mostly wizard.
I'm Schnicktick, and I am a Deep Gnome Barbarian.
And I am the DM. I'm a facetious asshole. And I will be playing the roles of the bad guys as well as Ixlition. It's like how I like to pronounce it. A analytical and cold lizard warrior with a penchant for making things out of bone, as well as Aaron, the high-heeled ranger who likes to snipe things precisely and deadly.
That's very fitting with elves. We do not know what Aaron's true gender is.
No, we really don't.
And that's Dova, by the way.
Oh yes. So, last session,
Unsubscribe.
last session, you all had been intercepted on your way to the nearby town of. Let me grab my map. That's not the name of the town. The name of the town is
Oh,
Saradush, where you have been instructed by the. Oh my God, I'm terrible with names today.
it's because now you're being watched, isn't it?
It's now I'm being watched. Now I can't remember the names. It's those like Thieves Guild lookalikes.
The Zentarum.
Eric, you know the name. The Zentarum. That's I was
The Mafia.
zoning out on the name. Pretty much the Mafia, yeah. And you had been tasked with bringing a crate on your cart from their town of Riatavan to the nearby town of Saradush for, I believe it was 500 gold. About 2 days into your journey, you were intercepted by a rather large man riding a suitably large horse. The name of the man is... of course, all my notes are misplaced. The name of the man is Polonius Dax.
It's right there on the screen.
And after a brief and violent struggle, you had subdued him, or at least you thought, when his disembodied head lay on the floor and taunted you for a moment, distracting you while its body seized Cobalt and threw him off. Another brief struggle before a bit of peace, as you all learned that Polonius Dax had tried to intercept you, although in a rather brash way, to get his dog back, which he's told you is in the crate. However, the crate's been very, very quiet. You haven't noticed anything coming from it, no vibrations, no noise, and so a lot of things are unknown at this point. But Polonius has agreed to come with you all to the nearby town to get things sorted out, as well, that's what you know anyways. Anyways, it is the evening afterwards. You have found a suitable place to camp out for the night. Polonius himself seems to be sticking rather close to the darkness of the forest. His horse is a similar tone actually to your donkey, which is pulling the cart, but is nearly twice the size. And Polonius himself is rather similar to the sprite on the map. He's roughly 6.5 feet tall with, well, a red beard. And you didn't recall to ever see him actually bleed during your fight, so it's unknown as to what his true nature is. So, what do you all want to do?
I vote we continue on.
Yeah, I believe we're just traveling with him now, right?
It seems to be the case.
Well, then
Um,
continue traveling. Oh,
Did I get my shoulder pads already? Because I remember giving the troll heads to the
Yes,
blacksmith,
you
and
did get them back, as
okay.
well as you seem to have 3 links of a nearly black sausage in your pack. You'd visited a tannery which kind of specializes in rare animals. There's also a butcher shop attached to it, and you got some rather good sort of exotic sausage from them. But yes, you do have those shoulder pads. They have actually been reinforced somewhat. Looking inside, you see some thick copper wire that has been inlaid into some of the more thin parts, as well as some loops have been attached to the side to attach to your own armor.
Okay.
that reminds me. I want to check the crate that the guy said his dog is in.
All
I
right.
don't think any of us actually did that yet.
Looking at the crate, it actually seems to be nailed shut.
I would stop you from opening it.
That's fair. I figure you might.
We'll escort it and this less than nice gentleman to the town, and we'll let them deal with it there.
All
All
right.
right.
And of course, keeping a very close eye on him. I don't trust him.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, Cobalt is like super cross with him because he made him use all his good spell slots on him, and he's still not dead. It's quite frustrating, must admit.
I summoned a whole bunch of owls.
Must
That
have
made
quite
me angry more than anything else.
Giant owls, 8 giant owls.
must have missed quite that better.
Summon beasts.
All right. Ix is going to be sitting up against a tree. He seems to be sharpening some bone spears that he's had in his pack.
I
Sort of
thought we were
like
traveling.
javelin-sized things.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I thought we were traveling.
Oh, it's sorry, it's the evening time, so you would have been
Okay.
you're bedding down after a long day of travel. And Aaron is actually, you don't see where they went. You did hear some rustling off in the forest to your left. You think that's them.
Wait, see where what went?
Aaron.
Aaron wandered off?
Seems so.
I thought we were in the desert.
There's some light shrubbery around, more dead trees, and actually it's starting to become more lushly forested on the northern side of the trail.
It would be nice if this thing would let me zoom in.
The map? There's a
Yeah,
slider
well,
on the top right.
Well, I know how. It just keeps disappearing when I try to
Oh.
actually select something else. You guys can see it in the stream. I don't know.
I closed that
It's got
stuff
a
out.
pretty big. Oh, you're looking at zoom. Oh, go to the right side. The right side,
That's
that
the
little
same
slider on the
thing.
right.
But that's good to
Right?
know.
All right.
It's the same thing.
Is it,
That's what I was trying to get at. It just wasn't working over here for some reason.
are any people actually watching us?
Yes, we have 5 viewers.
Oh,
One
jeez.
person's talking to us and saying hi.
Hello back.
There's the pressure, guys.
One viewer would actually be me.
We have viewers.
The chat
Well, I
is
think that
actually put into the. You guys can see in the stream there. It's put into the stream
Oh
itself.
yeah, I see it.
Nice.
All right. So we are
Yes.
heading to Sarah Douche.
Saradush. Yes,
What a douche.
it's a
it's not very nice.
Dush.
I'm pretty sure the city.
come on now.
Pretty sure the city tries as hard as it possibly can.
Anyways, let me get some encounter rolls going. And what are you all doing during the rest?
So it's in the evening.
Yes.
Eating, sleeping. I've got my familiar on watch.
Cobalt is cooking because he enjoys doing that.
And I'm probably still trying to figure out how to play on my flute that I bought some sessions ago.
All right. Can you give me a performance check?
Sure. Wow.
It's still a mystery how to.
Wait. That didn't roll anything. If I hover over that.
No,
zero.
Yeah, it did roll.
Zero? How can I roll a zero on a d20?
No. You rolled a 2 and it's plus 0.
Derp. Okay. Never mind.
No problem.
That's kind of confusing for us
Anyways.
as well. You rolled 2 twos.
Yeah, I got confused. Sorry.
No problem.
I'm gonna cast Call Lightning on him to get him to stop.
You sure about that?
No.
God damn it. I got excited there.
Oh, God.
So, Schnick is having a tough time learning to play the flute, considering that they have no instructional materials nor any experience, it seems. And half the time he doesn't seem to actually making any sound. He's just blowing into the hole. But you're getting there. You're realizing that there needs to be a certain shape to actually make sound come out. So, a little bit of progress, I suppose.
Should I roll for how good my food is?
You can certainly do so. Roll survival.
Oh, I thought you were about to make me roll performance, but actually, performance
Survival
would have been a
does.
better roll. Great. My wisdom is bad.
The stuff that you have just doesn't seem to be made to intermingle. It's really dry and somewhat gooey at the same time. It's not a good texture, but the taste isn't that bad.
The taste isn't awful.
The taste isn't awful, but it's okay. It's edible. All right. Ix is going to continue sharpening the large amount of bone javelins he has strapped to his back. And a bit later, Arin returns actually with what seems to be 2 rabbits. They sit down at the
nice.
fire and clean them quite efficiently. But they don't seem to actually cook them. Instead, they place it in butcher paper into their pack.
So I figured out who we're competing with tonight.
Yeah.
Wizards of the Coast.
Oh.
Ha! But they got nothing on us. Don't even know who
We
they
gotta
are.
rise above.
The student must surpass the teacher.
Anyways, continuing on. And they move the arrow to show some progress. Because
That's an
stunning
arrow?
amount has been made. The "you are here" arrow.
Oh yeah, I guess that is kind of an arrow.
You should maybe make it a different color.
You should maybe make
That's
a new
actually a
arrow.
good idea.
Maybe you should make a good arrow.
How about that?
Eh.
There you go, that's better.
So we are apparently in the middle of the Lake of Steam.
Great.
Don't get sassy with me.
Don't sass the DM.
Sass me. The next day, the sun rises and you all get your stuff packed up. Get on your wagon and head out. It's a very quiet day. It starts out decently cold, but actually quite warm compared to what you've been dealing with so far. You think it's going to be a scorcher, to be honest. Even though the trees actually seem to be growing in intensity and height. It seems to be kind of an evergreen forest with a bunch of ferns on the ground.
Oh, hold on. Before we continue,
Yes.
I just realized, can we play this music?
What music?
I'm hearing traveling music.
I mean, I'm playing it. I can
From-
restart it.
No, I mean, you're playing it. Are we allowed to play it?
Copyright reasons.
I have the
He has the volume turned off.
yeah, I have the volume turned off, but thanks for reminding me.
I can hear it. Just making sure.
Yeah, I turned on some other music that is okay to use.
Okay, good. Because the music from a certain game with a warrior from usually clad in green with a sword is still playing.
You can mention Link and Zelda, and I'm pretty sure those are okay to use. Just better to use what I know for sure is okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Dragon Lord. Welcome to the stream.
Oh my god, he's doing the stream thing. I've never been a part of this before.
Say. Anyways, the following day starts, and it goes rather smoothly. Polonius is walking to the side of your wagon, occasionally casting glances towards the crate. You feel that he's trying to... Actually, never mind, you wouldn't know that.
Great.
Completely lost my train of thought there for a moment. But as the day goes on, it starts to get quieter. Like there's normally...
There's my insight roll to see what he's thinking.
That's a net 20, nice. And Eric, you get the idea that he definitely wants to make sure that none of you are touching it or trying to get into it. It seems to be more of a stern look than anything else.
Okay.
And as the day goes on, it starts to get quieter. The normally overpowering sound of the insects around you in the forest is starting to get quieter. Can I get perception checks from everybody?
You know, he's honestly one of the first characters I've ever played with a terrible wisdom modifier. I usually play like clerics or rogues with high wisdom, specifically for perception checks.
11, 14, 15. Nobody passed it.
Hmm.
Excellent.
One might say it is a difficult check.
Actually,
This continual quieting of the sound
hang on,
around you
hang on,
continues.
Hang on.
What?
My familiar.
I rolled for him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Aw.
Don't you worry.
Did you also roll for Clayton, who technically still exists right now?
In the pocket dimension, remember? You'd dispelled him.
Oh yeah.
Nobody seems to hear anything other than the continual quieting of the area around you. It starts to get darker and darker, and you try to make camp. You can't seem to find anywhere that really is a good place. The trees are, for some reason, getting taller and taller and thicker. Quite a big contrast from the desert that you've normally been traveling through, actually. But it seems to have been so gradual and so natural looking that it's really passed all of you over, I suppose.
is the road still fine and clear?
The road is still clear. It's as normally, or it's as. Oh, I'm having a brain fart. This is really bad.
It's because you're being watched by
It's because
actual
I'm being
people in
watched.
real time.
Yep. I mean, it delayed time, but
Yeah. Sometimes it's much as a whole minute delay.
here you go. I got it now. I got the word I was thinking of. The road, the trail is not. It is as unmaintained as it was before, but there's a lot more foliage on it. There's more dead pine needles, as well as some fern leaves that occasionally are strewn across the ground. It does seem traveled upon, but none of you can tell if it's well traveled or not traveled at all.
Is there enough space for the wagon to easily get through?
Oh yes, it's about this. It's been about the same size. It's
Okay.
just enough for both of the parties, I suppose, for the horse and for the donkey with the cart to travel side by side, just barely.
Well, I mean, I specifically designed the cart to be really comfortable for Cobalt and I to sleep in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, quite.
With all the blankets and stuff.
Yeah.
You can tell that. Actually, this would just be Ix. But Ix seems to be on edge. The spines on his back are raised nearly vertical. Sorry, perpendicular to his spine. And he seems to be darting his eyes this way and that every few seconds.
Something wrong, Ix?
He doesn't say anything at first. He continues looking around. And he says, "My gut is screaming at me. Something is wrong here."
I lift up some of the stew that I've been cooking and say, "Here, well, this might help."
He raises up his claw and kind of pushes your arm back down. Something's out there. I see something move from time to time, but it disappears.
Are there any animals nearby?
Give me a perception check.
Not survival?
Do you not have proficiency in perception?
No.
Mm.
I went with proficiency in other things because I figured other people would also have proficiency in perception.
I think Aaron does. I think Aaron's pretty perceptive, but I don't.
Aaron
I think
does.
that's it.
Aaron does, but she ain't rolling too good. He ain't rolling too good. I don't know.
Plus, I've got a nat +4, so I mean.
Yeah.
Aaron also seems to be worried. They're kind of rubbing at the bowstring that's strapped across their chest. They're not as overtly sort of cautious as Ix is. They're definitely worried about something.
Hmm.
Do I find any animals nearby?
You don't see anything. But all of you, really all of you, are getting that feeling in your gut that there's something on the wind.
Can I start ritual casting detect
Speaking
magic?
of which,
Oh,
the wind has nearly stopped by now. The brief rustling that you've been hearing as you've been traveling is starting to die down as the trail you've been traveling for a while is now starting to slowly widen out to somewhat of a clearing. The clearing is mostly the road itself and nothing on either side.
One moment while I look something up.
Alright. And what were you ritual casting?
detect magic.
Alright.
It will take 10 minutes and
minutes?
6 seconds.
Alright.
It's always so weird to me.
What, ritual casting?
The 10 minutes and 6 seconds.
That's because it takes one action to do, which is one round of combat,
know.
but you add 10 minutes for a ritual.
I know, I understand what it is, but it's still...
I know.
Oh,
And
that
6
isn't a
seconds.
ritual cast?
I mean, generally it'll just be around 10 minutes, because
Yeah.
really
You're
I'm
not-
not going to keep
you're not-
track of the 6 seconds.
Plus, you're not really going to cast a ritual cast something in combat normally.
Yeah. Ooh.
You can
Look
speak
at
with
this.
plants. Wow.
They
I'm
just
a
don't speak back.
druid!
Hey, anyone can speak with plants, but he can make them speak back.
Yeah, exactly. And well, there's plenty of plants around me to speak.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm casting
All right.
that.
And that's going to be with a spell slot?
Oops.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Alright.
Ignore that. I clicked charm person by accident.
Apparently he's charming one of us. Wait,
I'm
you
charming the
had
plants.
that and you didn't cast it on what's his face?
I didn't have it prepared.
Oh,
I had burning hands.
you're a waste.
I still don't have it prepared. I prepared better spells.
Anyways. Casting speak with not animals, plants.
What level will speak with animals?
It's a level 1 and that is a ritual.
Ah.
Alright. You pull the cart over. As the cart stops, Erix gets out and proceeds to place his palm on one of the pine trees that's rather close to the road. And you see a faint glowing in his claw as something changes about the tree. You're not sure what, though. Erix.
Yes.
Oh, this isn't telepathic.
No, from what I'm reading, it seems that all plants within 30 feet of me gain limited sentience and animation.
Mm-hmm.
It says they can communicate with me. Doesn't say how, but
I want to look at your character sheet for 1 second, Erix.
time's up.
Oh, time's frozen right now. I can look at it. Come on.
Dude, the DM can cast time stop like 8 times. He'll be fine.
in a broken, slow druidic speak, like in the druidic language. All of you hear a strange creaking coming from the tree. It's rhythmic. It's kind of entrancing, honestly. None of you really understand if it's communicating at all. But Erix, you hear it speak. And its voice is very deep. It's very unrefined. There's lots of hard edges at the end of its phrases, and a lot of them draw on way too long in an accent that's unfamiliar to you. It says to you, "We listen, and we speak. What say you?"
Something seems off in this area. Do you know what's going on?
We see 5. 5 of whom do not belong. And another who never has belonged. We see the ones among our branches. And we see the ground beneath our feet.
You're purposely being as cryptic as possible.
It's the goddamn trees, dude.
It's magic! So there are creatures that do not belong in your branches.
Yes.
I relay that information to the party.
You mean, like, squirrel infestation or something?
Do you have... No, it would not be squirrels because it does not belong.
Demon squirrels or something?
The ones you speak of belong here. We lay host to them in the crooks of our branches. They spread our kind.
You said that they don't belong. Are we the
Hey,
ones
man.
that don't belong?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh. Well, we got to the bottom of that pretty quickly.
Ix is still looking around rather nervously. He seems to have calmed down somewhat. And Aaron is, again, calming down somewhat now that you're talking to the tree, I suppose. By now, by the time you've stopped, it's roughly 4 o'clock in the evening. The sun is starting to dip below the tree line.
You said one never belonged, though.
Probably Polonius.
Ah,
We still don't know what he is. Or if it even is a he, but
or if it even is.
we know nothing about it. Except that it can survive having its head chopped off.
Among several other things.
Among a flock of owls. Giant owls.
Hey, it's my favorite time. Everybody give me a perception roll.
Great.
And roll for your familiar this time. Because I want you to actually
Mine
know.
too?
Not
Yours
you,
is-
not you, Cobalt.
Alright,
Eric's.
just in case though, I should probably pull up Clayton's stats.
Oh crap. Oh yeah, it's weasel, ferret, same. They're practically the same, and those stats of neither of them are in the player's handbook. So let me grab my monster manual.
I have mine up. I can look it up in just a sec. What are you looking for, ferret or
Probably
weasel?
weasel.
I don't know
There
how
it
to spell
is.
weasel.
Oh wait, add 2 more to that.
Okay, so 18.
Yeah.
Eric, you feel a kind of a feeling of alarm in your mind from I forget what your familiar's name is.
Kale.
Kale.
I've got one
Eh,
ferret named Shad. The familiar is Kale.
okay. Kale signals to you in your mind that they saw something, and with your familiar shenanigans, they
Shenanigans.
kind of show you what they saw, and you see very very blurrily. You see a faint set of eyes deep in the forest to your south.
About how far from the ground?
One sec, I'll be right back.
It seems to look very very low to the ground. Maybe the distance between the eyes. It's about that high from the ground.
The distance between the what?
The eyes.
So it's really close to the ground, like maybe belonging to a rat or something.
Hey
You
Dova,
can't really tell. Yeah.
is this super important right now? Because I have to do a family thing real quick. Apparently, my grandfather wants to talk to me.
Okay. Well, it's about to become really important, but actually, I can make this real quick.
Okay,
I can make this really quick.
I'm all ears. Sort of. Lizard.
Okay.
And let me get this stuff set up. All right. I'm going to switch you over to a new map. Embrace my map making
The
skills.
tranquility.
No. That's for another time.
Hey, this looks awfully similar to our previous map where we fought those bandits.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I drew trees in the black area. You didn't see that. Or that.
Okay.
Okay. Cobalt, can you give me a dexterity saving throw?
Yes. Apparently I can't. Alright, my parents are making me go now. I'll be back.
Completely forgot I had push to talk on. So I said a lot of shit. Oh god.
Alright,
Anyways,
well, I can't stay because they're making me go now.
alright, well, Cobalt, you're gonna get snatched out into the woods by something. So bad things are gonna happen, and we'll come back to you when you get back.
Alright, I'll be back hopefully soon.
Alright, see ya. Good luck. And as none of you were really able to see whatever was in the woods, apart from Kale, who got a brief glance at the thing, something jet black and about the size of a very, very short donkey, or a very, very large dog, absolutely rockets out of the tree line, directly over the cart, and with two strange appendages growing out of its neck, latches onto Cobalt. And as it continues flying overhead, it pulls Cobalt off the cart and back into the forest. Cobalt, meanwhile, has not even been able to let out a scream. But you hear something from him, kind of a yelp of pain as he disappears into the ferns. Everybody roll initiative.
Oh,
Actually, let me get the initiative timer up.
select my character instead.
Sweet.
Very nice.
Where's Kale?
Kale is on your neck.
All for his.
You want to put me in
initiative.
manually, or
Oh yeah, Kale will roll a separate initiative. I'll put him up. What's his dexterity modifier? Or what's his
+3.
initiative modifier?
+3.
Alright.
So 15.
I rolled 14 actually, nice. We've got Orca. Actually, Orca, do another roll for the initiative tracker. Oops, I misspelled it. And I can't change it.
It'll work for now.
Thank you. Now let's see if I can get this right with everybody else. Check that out, hell yeah. So many clicks. All right. Ix is at the bottom, as is tradition. Right. Ooh. Alright, Eric's, it's going to be your turn first. Let me get some music that's actually better for the situation. Alright, and we're golden.
I'll turn on my own set.
Battle music.
Badass boss themes.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so we can't see anything.
As far as you're aware, no. You saw that thing flying through the air and the thing that snatched Cobalt. But actually, everybody roll nature. Find out what the heck that was.
Advantage because I'm a druid?
I'd say not in this case, since it was so brief for you.
I've had
Schnick,
two
something about the-
glimpses.
No, it was only one. Sorry, I messed up my phrasing. It was the one who jumped over and grabbed Cobalt was the same one. Sorry.
Yeah, so I've had two glimpses of it.
Oh, that is true. With the familiar.
Yeah.
I would say yes,
Yay. So 22.
since you are a druid. Both of you. Orca, the nature of this attack and the way that the thing attacked is eerily familiar to something you've heard about. You remember it being called a displacer.
Okay.
A stealthy and ruthless predator, similar to a mountain lion in size and shape. However, it has two spiked tentacles coming out of its neck. You know that they are incredibly hard to hit. Like, they look as if they're somewhere, but then they'll really be somewhere else.
Okay.
But yes, you know that they're ruthless killers and sometimes even hunt down prey just for the fun of it. They seem to have taken Cobalt somewhere into the woods. You don't see him right now. Eric's is your turn.
I've broken my character sheet. One moment.
Well done. Well done.
I cast nothing.
I can't get rid of it.
Might have to relog.
Oh, wait, there it is.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh! Got the sprites the wrong size on here. There we go.
So all this black is just a bunch of trees?
Very thick foliage. And you're standing right in front of a large pine tree. Who speaks to you one last time in Druidic? We will remove the intruders.
Are we the intruders?
It doesn't respond.
Damn it.
Hasn't he said yes before?
You do remember implying that you were indeed the intruders.
But I'm a druid. I'm welcome everywhere. Every forest.
You know that some places are just hostile to everyone.
Yeah. So, it's just the blackness isn't that it's dark, it's just I can't see anything past the trees.
You can't really see anything past the foliage, yes.
Well, I really don't have much to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and climb back into the cart, using one of the sides of it as cover, and ready to. I'm gonna ready a firebolt at the next hostile thing I see.
All right. So many pokes from everywhere.
Huh?
So many pokes from everywhere.
Oh.
So much. Alright, it is now the something's turn. Sorry, the displacer's turn, now that you know the name of it. But I still can't change the name of it in the turn order for some reason. Directly in front of you, Eric's, you see something rustling in the... or you hear some rustling and you see some movement in the tree, in the foliage in front of you. And poking out of it...
Is Eric's.
No!
Or Cobalt.
No. Wait, let me flip this, actually. That didn't work. There you go. Coming out at blazing speed is a large black panther with 6 legs, 2 almost toothed tentacles sprouting from the back of its neck. You can go ahead and make that attack for the firebolt.
So it looks like he's within 5 feet of Schnick Tick, so I get advantage, right?
Sure.
Where is the roll for this? There it is.
Alright, that is going to hit. Roll damage.
Oh, wrong one.
Alright, 9 damage. As it emerges from the forest, you see a brief flicker as its position slightly moves to the right inexplicably. But you still fire at the position that it was at. And it seems to splash against something invisible before it almost twitches back in position. Flames blasting out across its snout. You smell burnt fur, and you hear a strange, distorted scream. Sort of like a howl, but higher pitched and shorter. Alright. Another one is going to burst from the tree line on the opposite side and lunge at Polonius on the horse. He's going to hit. He's going to try to drag him off the horse. Does not succeed, and you see one of its tentacles drag across Polonius's arm, while the other one tries to hook around a bit of his armor and pull him off, but he shakes it off and pushes it back with his mace. Alright. And one more, actually, is going to emerge from roughly the same place as the other. And he's going to quickly run towards the caravan, directly at Aaron. But Polonius is actually going to get an attack of opportunity as it comes a bit close. Which he misses, and you see as he swings down as where the displacer looks to be. Seemingly goes through nothing. Completely missing. And you see its image slightly shimmer. I'm just going to make one attack at Aaron. And then one at Ix, lashing out with its tentacles towards the both of them.
Sorry, I'm back. That sucked a lot.
No problem, you've been dragged out into the woods.
Okay, cool. So nothing important happened that I need to be here for?
Not really.
Great. Your grandparents were talking about getting me a new car, and I had to be there for that.
Oh, nice. What kind of car?
Don't yet, no, not yet. That's what this conversation was about.
Oh,
Anyway, please continue.
Cobalt, you're being subjected to quite a lot of unfun times. You feel quite a bit of pain in your back as you think one of the tentacles has embedded itself, kind of raking it across.
Oh my.
It is not your turn yet, but I thought I'd give you some background to prepare your action. You did take... Let me see. You did take 9 points of damage total, which is 5 bludgeoning and 4 piercing. And you are off in the woods somewhere. I'll mark down your health. Alright. You're down to 22 HP. Kale, it is Kale's turn. What do you want to do with them, Aaron? Or sorry, Eric's.
Ugh. I am not Aaron.
I know. Get on my case.
Kale's gonna jump on the back of the displacer beast and attempt to lend a help, or take a help action rather, for probably Schnicktick, or whoever attacks it next.
Alright.
They're actually displacer beasts. I need to make a cloak out of one of these.
Surely try.
Quick question: can I somehow disable the beeps and boops of Discord somehow?
Yes. Right click on the server icon on the left hand side.
Ooh, server
Okay.
mute, thank you.
Go to notification settings, and I'd recommend switching to only mentions. That way you can still be notified about things that are important to you.
If I click server mute, does that just mute the whole thing?
Yes.
Alright, that's fine with me.
Sorry for interrupting.
You're fine.
You better be.
Alright, I'm going to find out if Kale actually manages to stay on this back. He's a weasel, so he does manage to scramble off your arm and onto the back of the quite flustered beast who has been blasted in the face with a firebolt.
Yay!
You see that the beast has a brief look of anger at whatever's climbing on it. It seems like it might be distracted. Cobalt, it's your turn.
Alright, so I'm off in the woods somewhere.
You're off in the woods somewhere with something very, very sharp with many points sticking in your back.
If it's visible, I can see it, right? Because I have dark vision.
That is correct.
Can I see it as a displacer beast?
Can't hear Cobalt. Is he saying something?
You would be able to see it considering...
Yes, I am speaking, Griffin. I don't know why you can't hear me. Or, not Griffin. Sorry, Dova. Orca. Everything's wrong. Yes, Orca, I am speaking.
Cobalt talking? Because I can't hear him.
Yes, he is talking. Can you hear me?
You turned on the server mute. I didn't
Actually-
get muted.
No, because I have server
Because I
mute
can hear
on
both
as
of
well.
you guys, but not Cobalt.
I
Yeah,
also- I also,
restart your Discord.
I also have server mute on, and I can hear all three of them. All three of you. How about now?
Okay. Now I hear you. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Alright, so I can see the displacer beast. How many are there? How many are there?
One, it seems. The one who
Okay.
is preoccupied with doing something to you. Something rather violent and animalistic. Probably eating.
Oh. I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself.
Is that concentration?
Yes.
Alright, you do so.
Now is it wait, is it grappling me?
You still feel those spikes in your back.
So it is grappling me.
Yes. It would be considered that, yes.
Well then can I try to escape the grapple instead? I thought he was attacking me.
No. He's got you pretty firm, it seems. Go ahead and roll acrobatics or athletics to try to get your way out.
Great. Well, it's a contested roll, so I guess you could still possibly roll over.
Mm-hmm.
Did you roll lower?
He did not. Unfortunately, as you try to wheel your way out, you feel a second tentacle latch onto your chest.
Heck.
It doesn't seem to have dug in, though.
Alright, well,
It's
that
more
was my
wrapped
action.
around you. Sorry, I missed that last part.
I said that was the entirety of my action.
Alright. It is Aaron's turn. They're going to quickly, very quickly I might add, draw their bow and fire 2 shots directly at the displacer in front of it. Oh my god, they both hit. I didn't even have to look at their modifier for that.
Dude, for some reason, Aaron is always hitting with her bow. With his bow. Their bow.
Their bow.
Hacks. I call hacks.
Let's get a roll in there. Get damage. It's going to be 17 piercing. As 2 arrows embed themselves into the hide of the displacer in front of her. It's going to be the entirety of their action. Schnick, it's your turn. Go wild.
I'm going wild. I'm gonna go into Frenzy Rage and draw out my Lucilla and attack the thing in front of us. Screaming.
Which one? The one on the left or the right?
The one you pinged first.
Okay, yes.
The one on the left.
I can have advantage.
Okay.
It looks like a
Oh,
small
goddammit.
ferret on its back is distracting it somewhat.
And I scream, oh goddammit, now you've burned the parrot, now I wanted that. You better keep one intact. And I start hacking at it with
Alright,
my
roll to attack.
silver great axe. And I attack twice.
Both of those, actually no, the second one is going to hit.
Wait, would 12 normally hit their AC?
No, I misread it.
Okay.
Alright. Your first attack buries itself into its forearm. You have a bit of trouble and it takes you a bit more time to draw it out than usual. The howling that it's been doing has reached a new level, as it is not very happy, you gather. As well as you start to see a slight shimmering on its coat, as it almost vibrates in its position, moving from side to side. It is going to be Dax's turn. And he is going to swing his mace at the displacer to his right, almost pushing it away from his horse. He's going to hit once. And he does a boatload of damage, as is tradition. You see his first swing go slightly wide as the beast almost flattens itself into the ground. The second one, however, as it swings around, it catches it directly in the snout, flipping it end over end. However, it grabs onto a nearby tree. I'm looking directly down. Very dark red blood seeping out from its snout. Still looks rather lively, though. It is Ix's turn. He's going to spring up, and he's going to swing his great axe, his battle axe, at the displacer beast in front of him. I'm gonna roll with his character sheet in this time. Now let's see if his non-hitting streak is going to continue. He's actually going to hit once. And that does 12 damage, very nice. As he lands a glancing blow across where the tentacle comes into contact with the thing's neck. Again, dark red blood is just gushing out of most of these now. Except the one in front of you, Schnick. The wound in its arm is rather superficial and more blunt damage than anything else to its joint. Its face also seemed gorged. My headset died for a quick second there for some reason. Eric, it's your turn.
Alright. The one in front of me, I'm going to... Oh, what do I have? How beat up does he look?
He looks rather...
Or she, I guess.
It looks rather, angry more than anything else. It's still in decent fighting shape. As it moves, its movements are rather fast and unpredictable. It's slowed down somewhat, but it's still alive and kicking rather well.
Let me double check what this spell does real quick. That didn't work. Why didn't that work?
You're clicking on the right thing.
Yeah, I am. Oh! It popped up another window over here. It popped up a lot of other windows.
Probably
Because
you
I clicked it a whole bunch, because... Input value. Cast at what level? Okay. Does it do at higher levels? Meh.
I was about to say, what are you casting?
Moonbeam! Why did
Very
I...
Pretty
nice.
good.
So DC 15 Constitution save.
Making him make saving throws is much better than attacking.
And you're attacking the one directly in front of you, correct?
Yes.
Alright, it makes the Constitution saving throw.
So it takes half damage,
Alright.
which it apparently already rolled, so 7.
It actually seems to...
That's radiant damage, bitch.
Mm.
Okay, this input value thing is stuck.
Wow. That's impressive. I've never actually broken anything bad on this website.
Mm.
I mean, I've broken a lot of things, like, a little
Okay.
bit, but not.
I think
You gotta
I
figure it
figured it out. For apparently the X button does not actually close it.
Huh. Seems like an oversight.
Yeah, I have to click cancel to close the little input values window, and I didn't realize how many of them I had open. Okay, everything's good. And that does
Alright.
last for 10 rounds.
And every round it starts.
Every time
You'll
it
have to
starts
make
its
it.
turn inside of this inside of this moonbeam. So at the start of its turn, it'll need to make that save.
Alright. All of you see a radiant beam of light descend from the sky, coalescing directly on this displacer. You see a faint black aura around it. It's strange. It's shimmering. It's almost coagulating on it. You don't see any change in its behavior other than it seems to be rather weighed down by something. Anyways, that's your turn, Eric's. And it
That's
is
all
the
I can do.
displacers. Cobalt, that is going to hit.
Oh no. Not my 16 AC. Wait, what do you roll?
He rolled a 23.
Crap.
Plus, you are grappled.
That doesn't make a difference.
Biting you makes a difference from this guy.
Oh, specifically? Okay, never mind.
Either way, it would not make a difference. You're going to take. Ooh, that's. It's going to be 18 points of piercing as well as bludgeoning damage as you feel colossal jaws bite into your shoulder where your neck meets your body.
Well, that is... Oof is a very accurate description.
Be apt. By my count, you'd be down to 4 HP.
You're correct.
That's my count. The one attacking Polonius is going to skirt to the side. It's going to jump from the tree that it's at to another tree. Makes the acrobatics check. And he's going to crawl back on the ground below, directly behind Polonius' horse. He's going to attack the horse this time.
Wait, Polonius is attacking the horse?
No, the displacer is.
Okay, I was about to say.
Advanced sprite works. One of them is going to hit.
I think those displacer beasts were large creatures.
Suckers are huge.
Displacer beasts are cool.
They're huge?
No, they're big though.
They're large.
Oh.
Wow, the displacer beast in the DMG and the one in the sprite here are wrong for some reason. The one in the monster manual has 2 pairs of front legs and 1 set of rear
Oh.
legs, while the one in this
See-
one has 2 sets of rear legs and 1 set of front legs. That's
I
weird.
noticed that. I thought it was weird too.
I think it looks cooler with the 2 front legs. Either way, the horse is going to take a swiping hit to the flank. You do see blood pour out, but the horse seems unfazed. None of you are really experienced with horse taming that much, so... But it's impressive, do you think?
I call hacks.
It is going to... It's going to hit Aaron once. Eric's does a 18 hit.
Barely.
Alright, and
Shield.
Schnick does a 19 hit.
Yes.
Alright. First one is going to be towards Eric's. You're going to take 10 damage, 8 of which is bludgeoning and 2 of which is piercing, as one of its tentacles slashes out across you. And Schnick, you're going to take... You're going to take 13 points of combined piercing and slashing.
How much did I take?
7 of which is going to be bludgeoning, and 6 of which is going to be piercing. That's before rounded down, or before halved.
So it takes 7?
Yes,
How much did I take?
I believe it was 10. 8 of which being piercing, and 2 of which being bludgeoning. Sorry, switch those around. 8 bludgeoning, 2 piercing.
Makes
Do you
no
roll for
difference.
damage? Do you roll for damage, Dova?
Yes. Sorry, I
Hmm.
forgot I had push to talk on. Alright. The one in front of Ix and Aaron completely missed. Ix deflected the tentacle with his shield, and Aaron was able to dodge under it. It's Kale's turn. What do you want him to do? Her.
Did the moonbeam do any extra damage to the displacer this time?
You can't tell. You don't think it actually you don't think it's affecting it as much as you would think. That is a really weird sentence.
Mm-mm.
I'm just
Mhm,
asking
that's
if I
it.
get to roll again for more damage or not.
It doesn't seem that you will be, no.
Crud.
Hmm.
Alright, well, he would take half damage at least.
That's what you think. But you're not quite sure. It is Kale's turn, however.
Kale... I'm gonna bring Kale back to me.
Alright, via a dispelling or running back.
Running back.
Alright. Give it a quick acrobatics. Oh, that's high enough. Kale jumps back off of the beast's head, actually using it like a springboard and coiling around your arm.
Okay.
Cobalt, is your turn.
And I really should have cast Reduce on the beast last turn. I'll try this turn though. I'm gonna cast Reduce on him.
Alright.
I believe it is a con save?
It is a Constitution
Yes,
saving
con
throw.
save.
And what's the DC?
14.
Because it rolled 17.
Crap. Oh well.
Yeah.
I'm probably dying then. Next turn.
Alright, it is now Aaron's turn. Let me look at her character sheet for his, her, I don't know. You're as much in the dark as I am because it doesn't say what gender they are, other than really tall heels. They're going to poke at it with their quarterstaff, trying to push it away. That is not going to hit, fortunately. And it is going to be Schnicktink's turn.
I am going to cast Lure onto myself.
And what exactly does that do?
Let me check that because I haven't put it in my character sheet.
Never mind, it's no magic. I'm like, what the hell are you casting, Mr. Barbarian? That's not how this works.
For the duration, any creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. An attacker is immune to this effect if it doesn't rely on sight. And its concentration up to 1 minute.
Alright. Well, it does seem to rely on sight, so it will work, you think.
Okay. And for my bonus action...
And is that allure or lure?
It's blur.
Oh,
Blur.
blur.
Yeah.
I thought it was some weird sort of love spell.
Nope.
I wondered why I didn't recognize it.
I just
Anyways,
get
you
blurry,
feel
that's it.
your form kind of shimmer. In almost the same way as these displacer beasts are shimmering.
And
and
then
that
I'm going
plus
to... Sorry?
How long does it take to cast blur?
Action.
I think it's an action, yeah.
Alright.
Action. And it's concentration up to 1 minute.
Since you are frenzied raging, I believe you can make attacks with your bonus action.
That's what I'm going to do.
Go ahead. I just left Roll20 because I misclicked on a bookmark.
Right.
I am back. Alright, that's gonna hit.
Goody.
Roll damage. 10 damage, alright. You slash across almost the same
12,
area.
because raging.
Oh, yes. Did I say 12 or did I say 10?
You said 10.
Oh, sorry about that. Anyways, you slash across its side as it's trying to what you looks to be backing away from you all, and you leave a pretty large gash. The shimmering that it's been making stops again. Its form kind of seems to solidify back into one spot. All right. It is now Dax's turn. He's going to get off his horse. And he's going to make 2 swings against the Displacer Beast to the south. Alright, one of them is going to hit. As the first swing he makes, he seems to swing where it is not actually, sort of a after image. The second one, however, randomly collides with the Displacer, knocking it back a good bit, but it still stays on its feet. Alright. It is now Ix's turn. He's going to continue his onslaught of the Displacer in front of him. He's going to hit once. His battle axe clashing against one of its rear legs as it tries to turn itself around, seemingly heading towards another direction. It's going to do... It's going to do 10 damage, and... Eric's, it is now your turn.
My turn again?
It is.
Firebolt the one in front of me.
Alright, roll to attack.
If I can ever actually remember how that works. With an 18.
18, alright. That is going to hit. Roll damage.
11.
Alright. Another blast of flame crashes against this thing's snout. It's less fur and more skin now. It looks rather silly, actually. Its skin is actually a sort of grayish ash white, contrasting with its dark black skin, or dark black fur is kind of comical in a way.
Okay.
You all smell charred flesh and burnt hair. Not a very pleasing smell.
But it's still up, so I don't need to move my moonbeam.
Speaking of which, it fails its Constitution saving throw on the moonbeam for this turn. Roll damage for it.
Really? This stupid thing. Oh my. I forgot the input value thing. Okay.
Very nice.
Submit. 16.
16, very nice. Alright, you see that the strange sort of black field around it collapses in the light of the moonbeam. And you see brief whiffs of smoke kind of float off it for a moment before that same sort of black field emerges again.
Alright.
What's your AC, Cobalt?
16.
16, alright, well, it's gonna hit. That's a 20.
I cast shield.
Alright, and shield does what?
As a reaction, I can cast it, and then it makes my AC plus 5, making it 21.
Oh, really? Plus 5? Wow.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
Alright, it's gonna attack again.
Shield is.
And it lasts
The
for the
bane of
entire
DMs.
round. So, shield is still active for this roll as well.
It rolled a 10. As you feel its teeth kind of bite down on your magically hardened scales. You feel the magic crack a bit, and as it shatters, it rears back, in somewhat of confusion. It's going to attack him. It's going to hit twice. And you see two tentacles lash out at Polonius. Just decent amount of damage. Polonius takes another 2 slashes across his chest. Again, you see no blood seeping out of his wounds. And he seems rather lively as well. It doesn't seem to faze him very much to be scratched like this.
I'm not too concerned about Polonius, TBH.
That's that one. And Eric's does a 17 hit.
It does not.
Does not? What's your
Yep.
AC?
17.
Oh,
No,
Actually,
if it match,
that is
if it
going to
matches,
hit.
it still hits.
If it matches, it hits. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this doesn't seem to make that much of a difference since you only take 6 points of damage, 5 of which is bludgeoning and 1 piercing. as well as Aaron is going to take 1 hit of 10 bludgeoning and 1 piercing. Aaron isn't looking too great, actually. Aaron. That would be the end of their turn. It is now Kale's turn. What do you want to do with him? Eric's?
Oh, sorry. I kind of spaced that his name was Kale. I'm gonna have him go jump onto the back of the displacer beast to the right. Again, using help action.
Alright, can you give me an acrobatics check for Kale? I'm gonna have you do the rolls from now on.
Works for me. Okay, doesn't work for me.
Kale jumps from your shoulder, actually runs and leaps off of Aaron's head. Tries to grab onto one of the tentacles, actually, but can't seem to do that and is flung off towards the front of the cart. Right there.
Okay.
Alright, and that is going to be the end of his turn. Cobalt, it's your turn. You are being grappled. You can
I'm
give
gonna
me
try
an
and-
acrobatics check.
To escape grapple, I was going to try to reduce him again.
Alright, go ahead. That
Specifically
was
because
a
if
17.
Crap. Specifically because if he fails, then he has disadvantage on strength checks to make it easier for me to get out.
And what was the DC, 17?
No, 14.
14? Alright, it's 15. God, it's just eking out over your rolls, I swear to
I
God.
know. Next.
Alright, Aaron. It is your turn. It is my turn because I'm Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron is going to stumble back, blood seeping from their shoulder where a tentacle hit, almost near the base of their neck. They're going to have a newfound, vigor, it seems, and knock and shoot 2 arrows at the beast in front of them. One of them is going to hit, as the first one seemingly phases into one of the false images that these beasts have been projecting. The second one, however, is going to find its mark, sort of in the haunch of the creature. It's going to do 8 damage. Snake Tick, it's now your turn.
How does the one in front of me look like? The
It seems to be on the verge of backing away, from what you can tell. Sort of the animalistic sense it's giving off. It does not look very... I mean, it looks rather healthy, but it does not look very happy.
Okay.
There's large patches of its fur have been burned off. There's numerous cuts and scratches in its haunches and in its center torso.
Okay, but
As-
it's still looking pretty
Combat
okay.
capable, yes.
But capable. Okay. Yeah then. Fuck that thing. I take it twice.
Go ahead.
Oops.
Alright, both are going to hit.
Oh, awesome. That's the first one. And the second one.
Nice. Alright, that's 23 points of damage. As with a blood-curdling roar from yourself, it seems, Schnicktick, You bury your axe into this thing's rear haunch as it's trying to back away. It's noticeably limping now with numerous wounds, blood seeping out of quite a few cuts. Does not look very healthy now.
Okay,
As
time
that
to
was a
finish it off.
tremendous hit.
Bonus action, attack it again.
Alright, go ahead. Unfortunately, that is not going to hit.
Hmm.
Just barely. Alright, it is now Dax's turn. And Dax is going to continue his onslaught. He's going to hit once again. Dropped a die. It's going to do that much damage. The one that Dax is fighting is getting the shit clobbered out of it.
Mm.
It looks to have a few broken bones in its face, and it's holding its paw above the ground as it actually holds its ground rather well.
Dova, how many bones are in a face?
I mean, it's gonna be one, but multiple places. Come on now.
Okay.
Don't make fun of my anatomical knowledge.
I mean, I don't know how the special beasts work.
It's true, they could have a head like a snake with a bunch of jaw bones.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
That would
Orca.
make sense, though.
Orca?
Yeah?
What's Schnicktick's alignment, please?
Yeah. Neutral.
True neutral?
I think it's chaotic neutral
I'll take a peek.
because it isn't like cut out right before the word neutral.
Oh, yeah, chaotic.
Chaotic neutral. That's what I thought.
Thank you.
It's Ix's turn, and he's going to continue attacking and trying to push the beast back. However, none of them are actually going to hit, as he seems to swing directly at these false images that the Displacer Beast is projecting. Top of the order, Eric's, your turn.
So the one in front of me is looking rather battered.
Yes, very. Especially after the colossal strike that Schnicktick delivered.
Schnick, you think you can finish it off?
Orca?
I think his mic died or something.
Something.
I don't know what it is, but
Oh.
I don't
we
know
can
why.
hear you fine.
Yeah, now you can. I don't know why it keeps cutting out. No idea. Yeah, I can finish him off.
Okay. I'm gonna use my action to move the moonbeam over to the one. So the one that Dax is fighting is really battered, but the other one not so much.
Yes.
Okay. so
There's
I'm gonna-
numerous arrows sticking out of it, but it seems to be in rather good shape for taking you down.
Okay, I'm gonna move the moonbeam over to the one next to Aaron and Ix.
All right. And as all of you watch, the beam of light kind of retracts back into the sky for a moment, very, very unnaturally, and redirects itself back onto the other displacer in front of Aaron. It is now their turn. And I keep forgetting their Constitution saving throw.
1 sec. You said Aaron is. How's Aaron's health?
You think that they could be doing better. They've taken a decent hit directly to a kind of a vital area, their neck. And there's numerous punctures there, you see.
I'll save it for next turn then. Go ahead, sorry.
Alright, what was the DC for the Moonbeam?
15.
15 is going to nat 20. Alright. And you see as the Moonbeam directs itself onto the Displacer a strange black aura, much stronger than the other one, and it's pushing almost violently against this Moonbeam.
Does it still take half?
It does not.
Grumble.
Alright. That is going to be a 22 to hit you, Cobalt.
That hits. And I'm probably down now.
You'd be correct in guessing that as you're going to take 8 bludgeoning damage and 3 piercing. You are now unconscious. As everything kind of fades to black in a very strange way, actually.
Hmm.
And when it comes around to your turn, I'll describe exactly what happens in detail.
Okay. Which is almost annoying.
This is
Okay. I was looking at the tab thing, but my character sheet was in the way.
Everybody roll perception. Except you, Cobalt.
Got it.
Oh, wow.
Orca, everything is blood red.
I know that feel.
My favorite color.
Eric's, and actually Ix notices this. But you notice a brief moment where their tentacles are held high aloft, and they twitch in a very certain pattern. And at about the same time, they all decide to turn tail literally and run. Everybody who is going to be... Actually, literally everybody is going to make at least one attack of opportunity. That includes Eric, Schnick, Aaron, Ix, and Polonius.
Well, they can only make one.
Yes, only one. Let's see if I can flip them. Alright, so everybody with your held weapon, make an attack of opportunity.
Okay. I have advantage on that if it matters.
I don't think that's gonna matter. For some reason.
Actually, it'd probably be a straight roll because displacer beasts naturally have imposed disadvantage.
And Schnick, can I get your attack of opportunity?
Oh, sorry.
It's not going to hit. And Polonius is going to miss his. As you all hear a tremendous thump as a giant mace slams into the ground to your right. So it's going to move its full movement. This is hard when it's diagonal like this. And it's going to move back towards the foliage. This one is going to, as well as both Aaron and Ix, mix their attacks of opportunity. However, Eric's, yours hits. And where are you aiming?
Right in the rump.
This is going to be
I'm
a
gonna
hard time
shoot it
describing this.
right up his poop chute.
Give me a sec, I need to have a drink.
See, Dova's acting this way because it probably killed it. Now you have to explain how it happens.
I just did. Right up the poop chute.
Oh yeah,
All of
as
you
a
see
DM,
a
you've got it.
brief mote of flame disappear into the ass of the displacer beast. You see weird deformations in its body as it seems to travel through the interior, causing havoc on the inside.
Nice.
Before finally shooting out a puff of
No,
smoke out
it's
the
not getting.
nostrils.
It's not going that far. And it tries to run away, but its strides are chaotic and confused, and it ends up slumping to the ground, twitching to the rear of your cart. It is, in fact, dead. And I keep forgetting to press push to talk.
You can use voice activity, you know.
Yes, but my push to talk button is very nice.
Yeah, fair enough. Whatever you want to use, I'm just letting you know.
It is now Kale's turn. Actually, no. These two are going to use their full actions to dash away with a dash action. As you see them disappear off into the forest. It is Kale's turn if he wishes to go. Which means you, Eric's.
He's gonna come back to me.
Alright.
Can't really do anything.
You see him scramble up the front of the cart and curl himself around your right arm.
Okay.
Cobalt!
Yes.
You are no longer Cobalt, per se, but you are instead a Cobalt who went on a different path.
Oh.
Instead of...
I immediately dislike this new one and decide to kill it.
No, it's gonna be good, trust me. I need to take one quick look at the map.
If anyone's still here watching, this is something you need to go over before. So this is all planned out.
This is.
Not some crazy
Instead
ad-lib
of
thing
going
out of
south from Esmelteron, you as well as the rest of your party, containing the ones we have here, except for Eric's, you all proceeded north. You would plan to go through the passage in the Underdark, the shortcut into the Underchasm, the Shard Desolation. On the way there, however, you were ambushed by extremely large birds. Aaron called them out to be rocks shortly before the battle started. And Cobalt, in the confusion, you were picked up by one of them. You were dragged high above the earth, and at the last moment when you thought that it would let you go, you felt this strange feeling, a strange humming in the world around you. A vibration which shook your very bones. It seemed to make the world around you move. And you're going to take 10 points of bludgeoning damage before this even starts. So, whatever your full HP for that new character you've been making, or the
Okay. Yeah.
rehash,
Rehash's already done, by the way, so we're good.
good to hear. All of a sudden, the pressure on your shoulders disappears. The air around you is much hotter, much warmer. It's also darker than before. You find yourself somewhere in the air, falling. Give me an acrobatics check. You're still too disoriented from the whole ordeal, and as you watch the trees suddenly appear on the horizon, you find you surf. Wait a second. Stumbling over my words here. You find yourself falling through the trees into a forest. And you find yourself tumbling end over end until finally you smash on the ground next to a carriage.
Can I cast Featherfall?
Right, I'm moved you all to the map, sorry. Go ahead, actually.
Alright, I do so. Nothing really needs to happen. I just don't take fall damage.
That's 1 minute, okay. You see the ground rapidly approaching you, and out of reflex, you will yourself to become lighter and fall as a feather. Edit your HP to be what it is currently.
I mean the maximum? Or...
Minus 10, of course.
Oh, yes, okay. Oh. Oh, wait, am I on the board now? I am. Stop moving.
And you find yourself actually falling down next to a charred beast. You aren't sure what it is, but it looks very large. And there's numerous cuts on it. It's somewhat deformed. Yeah. You quickly pat yourself over and find yourself mostly in one piece.
So, I mean, I guess I'm trying to wrap my head around what happened, but I guess Cobalt is too.
Yes.
Like, so I was dropped by a rock, and suddenly I'm with all my companions again.
There's two you don't recognize: the large bearded man, as well as another red kobold.
Okay, I stand up, shake myself off, and say, "Oh, hey guys, how'd you get over here?"
Orc, are you there?
Yeah.
Sure.
I probably just look confused at him and don't know what to say.
Where did you go?
What do you mean? I get carried off by the rock. Where did you guys go?
What are you talking about?
the giant bird. And I point up. Even though the bird's probably not there anymore.
You don't recognize the terrain around you. You don't recall ever being in a forest of this type.
Well, I know, but I thought the rock would have like carried me over here or something.
So,
Alright, well
fair
then,
enough.
I guess he looks around and is like, huh, this is quite different from what I remember.
Can I get a perception check from everybody?
If I can find my character sheet.
Oh, hey, the Zelda music's playing again. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but
It's muted
I
for
can-
me, so...
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Cobalt, can I get a perception check?
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I thought you meant everyone but me.
No, everybody. You see Ix, who's cleaning off his battle axe by licking it, actually.
Tasty.
You see him give a strange look towards the south. And for reference, that's where Cobalt was pulled off originally. In Cobalt, you hear a faint whining noise, almost like a mosquito, towards the right, in that same direction. Can you give me a dexterity saving throw, Cobalt?
Yes.
Wow.
Do I get do I have disadvantage?
You do not. As the whining suddenly grows into a screeching.
Oh.
And you hear the crash of something flying through the ferns. And you're barely able to dodge out of the way as 3 items absolutely rocket out of the undergrowth.
Oh.
A small medallion, about the size of maybe a cookie or a biscuit. It's the time donut.
Sweet. I knew it.
The second item, you can't tell what it is. It looks maybe to be a bottle of some sort attached to a lanyard on a sort of holster. And the third item
Flask.
is a blue scaled hand.
Hmm.
Still trailing bits of dark red blood. And all of these slam into a pine tree directly behind you, Cobalt, with a good amount of force.
I'm gonna pick up the flask and say, "Oh, this is really neat." Completely ignoring the other two things. Not even aware if they're not like I didn't. I'm completely focused on this now. I don't even notice the other two things.
Alright.
I want to sniff it, like open the bottle and sniff the flask.
Alright, give me 1 sec.
I'm so glad you got access to the thing again.
Opening it up, you smell it's a strange odor. It's sort of sickly sweet with a tinge of that of pungent alcohol as well as several other undertones.
I'm gonna taste it. Or like I'm gonna dip my finger in it and taste it.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
There it is.
You find yourself hacking and gagging as the liquid inside is a absolutely disgusting alcohol of some sort. You're not sure exactly what it is. You're not too versed in alcohol.
Gross. I'm gonna put a cap on it and
Alright.
go up to Schnick and say, "Hey, it's alcohol. I'm not much of a fan of it. You want to taste?"
Sure. And I take a sip.
Likewise, I'd like the Constitution saving throw. Due to your background in excessive alcohol consumption, you're able to stomach it, as it is a absolutely disgusting, vile cognac.
Ew.
It's somehow sour.
I think if I don't know if Ico can go off, but
Somehow this has.
Somehow.
Anyways, what are you all doing now?
I'm gonna examine the time donut.
I'm
Wondering what it is.
going to cast Cure Wounds on. What's his face? Aaron.
Aaron? Alright. Roll that healing.
Should I. Could I get actual hit points so I know whether I should cast it at first level or not?
They have 19. Their max HP is 30.
Oh, well then I'll just cast it at level 1.
You close the wounds that are now. You close the wounds that were before seeping blood onto their neck or onto their shoulder. The the bleeding stops and they seem to relax, rolling their shoulder.
Alright. Anybody else need healing? By the way, Aaron, that will be 1 gold, please.
I say, I need healing. I took a bit of I got hit from a fall back there or something like that.
I'm
You see
still
Aaron
waiting on
give
my
you a
money.
very confused look.
Yeah, that fight with the
She
rock
says, they say,
took a bit out of me.
surely you can't be serious with this.
I turn out my metaphorical pockets, considering he's not clothed, and say, "Huh, see if they don't have any more money.
You're not
I guess he wants to spend
clothed?
it all." Oh, I guess he has a cloak on, or he has one like it's a cape and the hood.
He does have clothes.
I'm just not armored, I guess. I don't know. I never figured out his clothing. I just know he doesn't wear armor.
So mostly a cloak and maybe a light tunic.
Something like that, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I guess I must have spent it all at the town before we headed out.
Anyways, Polonius is going to almost like smooth over the wound on the horse's haunch, and you can see the bleeding stop almost immediately.
Aaron, that will be 1 gold, please.
You can see them being very indignant, and they say, "What?" They almost seem to be speechless, actually. Well, this is just preposterous.
Did you want me to let you bleed out? I mean,
No.
I gotta make a living here.
She shakes her head and reaches into her pocket for a piece of gold.
Thank you.
She
Come again.
drops it onto the cart next to you.
Thank you. Come again. I go over to Cobalt and this one's on the house, but you better be able to pay next time.
Aw, thanks. Whoever you are.
I
It
stop
smells
as I'm
like his
about
tail.
to cast it. What do you mean, whoever you are?
Tilt's head confused. Should we have met? I mean, I've never met another kobold before.
Ix is going to give you a very strange sideways look.
I just groan and cast it at level 2 and said, apparently they knocked you on the head pretty hard there. Hopefully this will help.
Hey, look, that's exactly how much HP he lost.
Hey,
You
what a
should put that away.
coincidence. Out of curiosity, I'm gonna lick the donut. How does it taste?
So it looks
I don't know what that tastes like. It's a very odd taste. It tastes very, almost like metal. Sort of a coppery taste.
Other kobold had tasted it before. I figured it was only fitting.
I forgot what I told Cobalt it tasted like.
Me too.
stuff.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Anyways, Polonius gets back on his horse and looks at you expectantly.
I'm gonna whisper to Schnick, who's that guy? When did he get here?
No. I think the day we met, I think I had a little bit too much beer. Remember?
I do recall being quite hungover.
Yeah, yes.
But you do remember one thing, in that you fought them. Sorry, you fought him, and he somehow joined your company for some reason. You believe it's due to the crate.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think he's with us because we have to get this crate somewhere. I don't know. Arix, can you enlighten us?
Which one's Eric's?
They really hit you hard on the head.
Oh, is it you? Okay. Well, it's nice to meet another kobold.
We've already met.
It's all excited. Yeah, you healed me.
Before this.
I don't think so. Anyway, let's progress. I don't know where we're going, but I'm gonna let you do it. Apparently, we don't need to. I think we were going north before. Where are you guys? Where are we going now?
Onward!
Just a quick boy on the stream. I don't know if that's supposed to be, but I don't think so.
What is it?
There's a giant Game Boy on the stream.
Oh, it's not supposed to be that big. That's
It's a big
unusual.
boy.
I have no idea why it did that, but okay.
How big was it supposed to be?
I think it's the preview icon for the album cover or something, isn't it?
Huh?
Something
That makes
that's
sense.
that was in the bottom left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's basically it's the album art for the music that's playing on the stream.
Mm.
Normally it's supposed to be that big, which you guys will see in like a minute.
Jesus, that's big.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it's big, but not taking up the entire screen.
Mm.
We got nothing else in that area right now.
Hmm. So, Dova, can I ascertain about approximately where I am now?
There. Fixed.
You can. You know that you're. Actually, give me a survival check.
Okay. Great, another skill I'm best at. Do the thing. There it is.
Know that you're facing to the northeast. That's where this road is heading. You remember that to be the general direction that you were traveling before. However, you don't remember there being trees like this. You remember them being much smaller.
Okay. Alright, cool. Just. I mean, I guess I can't start walking, but I start getting everything prepared for moving out.
Alright. Schnick, I heard you wanted something to do with a pelt.
Yeah, but since I don't think it looks very nice anymore.
Well, there's 3 of them.
Oh, there's only one. The other 2 left, I think. Yeah.
Cool, well, you didn't know there's 3 of them. You remember there being
right.
birds.
You're right.
Can I
Well, this is extra knowledge.
find maybe one undamaged paw that I can cut off
Alright.
and add to my necklace?
One of the front paws actually has blood on the claw itself, which
Sweet.
is
Yeah.
pretty cool. Alright, give me a survival check to remove it successfully, like without any damage to it. And this is the whole front paw and not just a claw, right?
The answer is yes.
Alright, your mic is Alright. Orca, your microphone is not working quite right now. In case you were talking.
Discord should tell us when he's talking. Sort of, maybe. Oh,
Hello? Try restarting Discord entirely. Like, go into the toolbar and quit it out and then start it back again. It should work. Hello? I cannot hear you.
Eh.
There you go.
there you are.
Okay.
Got you for a sec.
Did nothing. I don't know why, but
That's weird.
Yeah,
I have one other
think I have to mess
friend
around with
where
the settings
things
at some point.
happen like that randomly, and she just has to restart Discord.
Ah,
Most people are perfectly fine. everything is better except for that one problem that happens to 1 in a million people.
I think it has to do with lag. At least that's what. Because I see the 200 something milliseconds, and that grows and grows and grows sometimes. And
Yeah. No, I get it. Anyways. And that was for the full paw, right?
Okay.
Okay.
yes.
Okay, the full paw, yes. It's not too difficult to get the entire paw off as you take one of your axes that you carry and chop it right off. You now have a displacer beast paw.
And I'm gonna attach it to my necklace that already has the nose.
Alright, you're going to attach it to your trophy necklace. It's not too difficult to do, and it is quite large on there, actually. It's about the size of your hand. These things have rather small paws, considering their size.
You should tell our viewers what that necklace is.
I'm basically a trophy hunter, and I collect all kinds of trophies whenever I fight someone or win a battle, and or I don't know. I try to get something that reminds me of that, and that's what I did here. I already have a halfling's nose, an undead ear, a polished robot screw in my ear as an ear piercing, a bugbear claw as a nose piercing, and 2 troll heads as shoulder armor.
You're becoming more anything else than a gnome.
I know.
Decked out. Anyway,
Ix is going to get back in the cart.
I'm settling back into my usual spot with the comfiness.
Alright.
I just look at Cobalt expectantly.
I hop in there, kind of look around a bit, kind of start to get comfy. Like, wow, this is a nice cart.
It really is.
I glare at him suspiciously.
I look at him happily and wag my tail at the addition of a new kobold member.
Well, alright. Now that everything's mostly settled out and somehow Ix didn't get picked up in that click and drag, you all continue moving on.
Polonius isn't riding his horse.
He's too big to ride his horse. Oh, there we go.
Sweet.
Apparently, Inderest is materializing a waterbed and nomming on popcorn.
Sweet. Oh! Speaking of which, as I get comfy in the cart, I'm going to materialize a small comfy bed and lay in it.
Actually, that's pretty much what we've got already.
You're just going to add more to it.
Yes.
And what spell is that with?
Flesh. That is not a spell, sir. That is a level 2 Conjuration Wizard Pit.
I forgot about that.
I know, right? That's like my favorite thing ever.
I think it's called Minor Conjuration. To give you the basic version, I can conjure something I've seen before. As long as it is no longer than 3 feet on either side, cannot weigh more than 10 pounds, and is visibly magical, and lasts for an hour.
Alright.
And it's
And
great.
you can do that how many times per long rest, or is that just at will?
That is at will, sir.
It's at will. Alright.
Absolutely fantastic.
That's great. Alright, you do so, and you'll see a sort of a mattress-looking thing appear in the cart suddenly, and Cobalt lays down on it.
He gets super
Something that
comfy.
you've never actually seen Cobalt do before.
And he just kind of does it as if he's done it for months now.
I'm still glaring at him suspiciously.
Oh, and I can only have one of these things active at once, so keep that in mind too.
Alright, you all continue on. It is roughly 5 o'clock at this time. It's definitely starting to get darker in the forest.
Of
You
course,
really haven't... Sorry?
I'm gonna be especially keeping an eye out for our friends to reappear.
Alright. You can give me a perception roll.
And my ferret.
Yes. You yourself are trying to keep track of multiple things.
Great.
Strange looks to Cobalt, as well as trying to look out for the things in the forest, the displacer beasts.
I'm blind. I got
And
it.
it's a bit too dark. It's too much to look for, so you aren't really able to see anything. And we're gonna move back. Actually, I'm just gonna quit out of Roll20 again because I misclicked a bookmark.
Again?
Yes. I'm gonna move you all to the big map. And as the road actually starts to curve southwards, it took a small bend, a small meander, pointing northeast for a moment, and then pointing almost directly south.
Alright, well, we'll just continue on. I mean, got nothing else to do.
Oh, and
Still was speaking? Or...
I was a moment ago, but
oh.
yes. Sorry, did you not hear me?
Never mind.
Okay. Eventually you do come across a small clearing. It seems that nobody has been here for a long while. There's a lot of clearings on these large trails are used very often. I mean, it's very common to come across a burnt out campfire or some various pieces of trash and rubbish.
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 Oh, and the bed is glowing. The object radiates 5 feet of dim light.
So it's a glowing mattress now.
Yep.
Not very useful for a bed.
It is when you're trying to get comfy, not when you're trying to sleep. Also, it only lasts for an hour.
Witchcraft! I burn it.
Conjure another one.
These are basic cantrips, dude. We can get this forever.
Ix looks back from his position at the front of the cart and he looks at you two, bickering. And he says, I will turn this cart around and we will go back into that forest.
I say, this seems like a bad idea for everyone involved.
Well, as for me, I'm going to kick you out.
This
you don't
is my
shut up.
cart.
I'm much bigger than you.
I can fix that.
Turns into a bear.
He seems to ignore you and go back to driving the cart.
I say, I look at Eric's and say, it's because he got nothing, and I high five Eric's.
Yeah, except you don't know I can turn into a bear.
I know. I didn't actually say that.
And I'm not going to high five back. I'm gonna keep glaring
I look sad and high five myself.
in the face.
No, with my other hand.
Oh.
Actually, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and have Mage Hand high five her.
The bed will disappear. Actually,
will
no, the
not.
bed won't disappear.
Yeah, exactly.
An ethereal hand comes and gives Cobalt a high five.
The ultimate forever alone.
Forever a mage.
Anyways, you start settling down into a prospective campsite near the edge of this forest grove. The trees are rather thin now and are being replaced with dry shrubs and other long grasses.
I vote we keep going for a little bit longer, put some more distance between us and those things.
I agree.
Alright.
Maybe just another hour or so, just a little more distance.
Polonius gives a brief nod.
Okay.
Alright, and you continue on for a little while longer. And now the landscape around you has turned into more of a dry grassland, more of a savanna. There's a tree here and there on the horizon. However, it's mostly open.
Okay. Now we rest.
Alright.
I'm gonna cook for us again. But this time, as I'm cooking,
What do you
like,
mean
I'll
again?
conjure. Oh, well, you're right, actually. You got me there. I'm gonna cook for us, and, like, I'm going to conjure cooking equipment as I'm cooking. Like, I'll have a spoon, stir it, I'll have something else, use that kind of thing.
You can only have one at a time, though.
Exactly. Like, I'll conjure the spoon, mix it, conjure something else.
Do you have the pot?
Oh, crap, I don't have a pot anymore. You know what? I'll conjure the pot, and then cook with, and, like, use a stick to stir it.
Alright.
Ew.
A floating cauldron appears over the small fire that's been built, and Cobalt starts cooking something in it.
Oh,
Give me a
Silva,
survival check. Yes.
do I have all my starting equipment?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. I still have all that, lost everything else. So survival check?
Yes.
Yes.
It's startlingly familiar to what the rest of you ate from him a few, actually, last night.
Oh, and as I'm serving, I'm gonna say this is a new recipe I've been trying out. Oh, I've been wanting to try.
Again, it's a strange texture, sort of a mixture of dry and gritty, as well as a gooey sort of softness. The taste itself isn't that bad. It's rather
like
filling,
it.
actually.
Wag my tail and look at you all happy and expectantly. Silence.
I'm not
Hicks
gonna
gives
eat
it-
anything coming out of a magic cauldron.
I don't know, I think it kind of tastes the same as the last thing you cooked. Not trying to be rude, but
Starts thinking back. When was the last time I cooked for you guys? I wonder. Oh yeah, it looks awesome.
Ix is going to thoroughly enjoy whatever is given to him. And Aaron's going to look at it with a bit of unease and pick at it slowly. Alright. Polonius is not going to actually have any. He seems to sit by his horse near a tree.
Alright. Cool.
I'm gonna eat my rations.
Alright.
I picked up a lot of them, so might as well eat them.
Alright. Can I get a watch schedule for the night? Let's get 3
I take
watches.
first.
I'll go third, I guess. Actually, no, I'll go second. Or third. I don't know. Eric, what do you want? You have a higher perception. You should probably go before me. Or if anything's gonna happen, it's gonna happen at night. Is what I'm trying to say. And you and I have dark vision, but you have the much higher perception.
But do you know that of Eric's in character?
No. But I could have known that he's pretty observant, considering we've already been traveling for a little while and he's been keeping an eye out for displacer beasts.
It is fair.
Yeah, that was with a nat 1 and I was blind.
You're still doing it. Doesn't matter.
I will have Kale take the last watch.
What watch are you
Alright.
taking?
I'm not. I'm gonna sleep.
Okay.
Wait, the last watch is on a ferret?
Yep.
Yes.
Out of character, I mean, he's only got one less bonus than I do.
I'm gonna pet the ferret.
Give me a perception check for the kale.
For Kale?
Yeah.
Oh, what happens?
Eric, you're strangely shaken awake, almost mentally, by Kale, sometime in the night.
Okay.
And he relays to you, like he almost replays in your mind something that he heard. It's very blurry, it's almost like listening to a recording on a shitty microphone. But you hear somewhere off in the distance from where you are the call of an animal or of a beast, of some sort of living thing. Can you give me a nature check?
Aren't you supposed to be good at this?
You aren't quite sure what this is. It sounds unnatural. You're unable to place what it is. It sounds... It's very high-pitched. Almost like a whistle of some sort. More than a roar, or maybe a screech. But it sounds very far away.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and get up and keep an eye out myself alongside Kale. Meanwhile, Shad
Alright.
is sleeping in the bag.
Speaking of Cobalt, did you have a pet rat named Ration still?
Yes.
Okay.
That is part of my background thing.
Just making sure.
Technically a background item.
Nothing else interesting happens during the night, Eric's. As the morning comes, all of you rouse kind of naturally. You all get your camp all cleaned up. Would you like to do anything else special during that time?
I mean, I prepare my spells like normal.
Alright. And that would be kind of accounted for in your long rest. So as you finish up your spells, everyone is waking up.
I'm gonna look for some bugs.
Alright, give me a survival check.
When he goes to do that, I'm gonna ask him what he's going. Like as he starts walking away, like where are you going? I'm kind of curious.
I'm gonna look at him suspiciously and not say anything.
As he starts to walk away again, oh come on, I want to help.
You're not Cobalt.
Yeah, I am.
Something
I don't know
is
how you know
wrong
my
with
name, but
you.
I am. I check my pulse. I check my own temperature. I don't know, I'm not sick or anything. I look sad and dejected as he continues to do his thing apparently. Since Stove is rolling.
Oh, that was for something else.
Oh.
But yes, on your expedition into the woods, leaving Cobalt behind, you find a millipede and another June bug.
I'm gonna eat them both now.
Alright. It's tangy, the millipede is. It's kind of a strange flavor.
Tasty.
I don't know what bugs taste like, so...
Just kind of winging
I've
it.
heard they taste
I
like
s-
chicken.
That's what I've heard too. But I've never eaten a bug, but I think Eric's has, and he knows what bugs taste like.
Exactly.
Tastes like a bug.
Tasty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can follow him doing this.
Alright. It's not very hard, as looking for bugs includes a lot of just looking at the ground.
I'm going to use this information to ascertain what he's doing on my own.
As he picks up a millipede, rather long one, its legs still running around, you realize that he's looking for insects. And as he eats it, you realize the reason why.
Great.
Hey, to kobolds, that's appetizing.
Yeah.
I know. But I'm already full because I probably ate leftovers from what I cooked yesterday.
Alright.
I guess that's it. I'm not doing anything else.
Inside your pack, Cobalt,
Mm-hmm.
the small... Actually, who did you give the flask to Schnick?
Oh, I handed
I
it to
gave
you,
it back when I.
but yeah, he gave it back to me.
You feel it vibrate slightly.
I'm gonna remove the stopper and check it out. Just kind of look at it at first.
Alright, it is a kind of a strange looking liquid. It's swirling red and white. Constantly, and it doesn't seem to stop.
I want to make an Arcana check.
Go ahead. You're just trying to see if you know what these effects may allude to.
Yeah, I mean, it looks magical, so... I don't know why
First
it rolled
one.
twice.
The red liquid seems to be something to do with fire or flames. The white liquid, you're unsure, but you think it might have something to do with a stabilizing or maybe a coloring agent.
Interesting. Okay. I nod and put the stopper back on and put it in my bag. Or, I guess it's on a lanyard, so I just strap it around my torso.
Alright. You do so. The smell you got off of it was sort of kind of a refreshing smell, but not one you'd experience often. Sort of like an enhanced flower with a bit of maybe some fruit scent put in.
Genetically modified flower.
It's flower, but better.
It's flower, but better. That was so much funnier. Anyway. Is anyone else doing anything?
No.
Or Schnick, what are you doing this morning?
Sure, really. I just do casual stuff, eating, yawning, looking at nature. I don't know. I have nothing to do.
Alright, you help along with Polonius and Ix to
Yeah.
clean up the camp. And you get
Probably.
everything loaded back onto the cart, which had been taken off. The donkey, named Donkey, has fed itself on the grass nearby and seems to be rather content.
No, it's not donkey, it's donkey!
It only
Forgot
responds to that
about
name.
the inflection of it.
Yeah. That's important.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna make sure Rations gets food too.
Alright, you feed Rations a bit of your rations.
That's
Just
some of the food
like
that
a
I cooked
handful of
yesterday.
peanuts. Yes.
I guess that works too. Also, I'm going to summon my familiar, which I'm going to assume that I had since I did spend the 10 gold in the first town.
That is correct.
And is going to be a rat because I can't have Clayton anymore.
Alright, we got 2 rats now and 2 ferrets.
Yes,
What are you naming your rat? The second one.
you're gonna have to give me a minute.
Alright. We'll get back to you on that. As a rat appears on Cobalt's shoulder as he returns back to the campsite.
I pet him.
Feels like a regular rat,
Great.
except special.
He's celestial fae or fiend. I'm gonna say he's a fae.
Alright.
What is Kale? Eric's out of character because they have to be a celestial fae or fiend.
A fae, probably.
A favorite?
Sure. I already deal with fae a lot as a druid, so why not?
I made a pun.
I'm still glaring at you.
I know. Cobalt is starting to care less.
Ix whips the rein of Donkey, and the cart is off.
No, it's Donka!
I was about to say.
I said
Billy,
it.
you didn't-
I said
you
it
didn't-
louder than I did before. Come on.
You didn't say
Give me some
angry
credit.
enough, though. So we're setting off.
It seems to be a rather quiet day for travel. Nothing really out of the ordinary happens. And as you bed down for the night, in another clearing, you see that. What's his name? You see that Polonius is looking forward on the road kind of nervously. Can't really tell what he's thinking though.
How can I?
I was about to say I heard the thing.
I was waiting for you to roll that. Alright. That night, Polonius offers to take second watch.
I have...
Who else is going to take watches?
I'm gonna take first as usual.
I'm gonna take second watch with him.
Alright.
I guess I'll take last again. Or rather, Kale will.
Nothing actually seems to happen during any of your watches. You hear various animals off in the distance. However, they seem to be, mundane, sort of wolves howling. Maybe a bat going by your head, but nothing to be really concerned about. And
Sounds
night
like
passes
something's
into day. And actually, I'd like to do one thing. During your watch with Polonius, Cobalt,
Mm-hmm.
he looks at you kind of... He's thinking about something. You're not sure what. But it's taking up most of his thought process. And it's hard to describe the emotion on his face.
Hmm. I want to practice conjuring random things.
Alright.
So one of which will be those little, those wreaths. that we got in the first village.
Hmm.
Yeah, stuff like that.
All right. You're getting some good practice in the various items that you're able to will into existence.
And I switch watches exactly when we need to because I know exactly what time it is.
All right.
Yes.
Polonius is going to say to you sometime during your watch. He's going to say to you, I feel bad for you, you know.
And I'm just kind of like toying with something in my hand and say, why is that?
Because you've involved yourself in the Zentarum and it never goes right. The moment you lose usefulness, they'll throw you to the ground. Rifle through your pockets for any money you've got.
I pat my pockets down again and say, well, I don't have any of that, but I also don't know who the Zentarum are. I'm very confused.
Mafia. Take what they want and try to make themselves seem like they're the good guys, or maybe they're a business they never were. Just rotten people in and out, stealing
wow.
what they want.
Wow, it's a good thing I'm not dealing with them, huh? Conjure something new.
He gives a slight chuckle. Then you don't realize how deep you're in it then. One day your eyes will be open to it.
I stopped and I stopped tinkering with the thing I was holding, and I feel like he said something really profound, and I just don't understand it. So I think on it for a long time. Like, wow, man, that's deep.
He seems to shut up shortly after that. Alright, and morning comes. What all will you do this morning other than getting stuff ready to go? As well as maybe eating some rations of some sort.
Question: how long are we going
Yes.
to play? Because I really get tired and I have to go to bed really soon.
Alright, well,
I can play it for as long as you guys want.
I would be comfortable with ending it here since entrance to the city will be happening probably next session. And a lot of stuff is going to happen really quickly. So,
I guess that's a marker then.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's almost 4:30, and I
no
need to get some sleep.
problem. No problem at all. I've also got to do some stuff with tuition and shit.
Okay.
Anyways.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I've got work too, but... Anyways. We will end it here for this session.
That was fun, and I'm happy with.
I'll give a slight recap.
Yeah.
Because I
Interesting way
feel
this
that
happened.
might help.
I actually understand it pretty well. It's pretty neat. But for anyone else, like
I'm
our
going to do it right now.
like
for
our
our-
dozens of viewers.
Yeah. This session followed the party through a very thick, very dark forest, whereupon they were set upon by vicious displacer beasts, 4 of them to be exact. One of the party members, Cobalt, was dragged off into the undergrowth and mauled, but for some reason felt that they had always been somewhere to the north, and had just been dragged here by a rook, somehow flying thousands of miles. The new Cobalt seems different somewhat. Time will tell if the real origin is ever figured out. Or if they realize that they're going in the complete opposite direction as they were before. Anyways, I think that's about it. Next session we'll perhaps see the entrance to Saradush and the confrontation with the Zentarum regarding their contract that they've been requested to perform. It should be interesting and test their resolve in social situations which haven't gone so well so far. Should be fun and maybe violent.
Hopefully violent.
Hopefully violent. I'd like to see that.
Probably not.
I mean, I want to see that.
Thank you everybody for joining the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This D&D game, Rooms and Reptiles, will happen again next Tuesday, most likely.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Hopefully, most likely, etc.
I have not scheduled myself for Tuesday, I don't think, again.
Better
Again.
not.
And then, with any luck, Aaron and Ix will be played by their actual characters and not by the DM.
Yeah, that
Yes.
too.
Okay, maybe with a lot of luck.
I will be streaming next tomorrow at 12 Mountain Time, noon. And I will be streaming Stellaris again. Tomorrow evening we have our strategy game, the community strategy game night. I've got to figure out what we're playing still. Otherwise, hope to see you all next time. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and join the Discord.
Hell yeah.